Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic that is about a burn injury occurring among children, and that will be from Burn Care Unit, the Name Care Hospital, and I am Dr. Kavita Sangma Chaudhary, Junior Consultant of the unit of Name Care Hospital, and at the same time I am with Dr. B.P. Sharma sir, who is Senior Consultant of the unit. At the same time, he is Secretary of Burn Care Foundation, Name Care Hospital. And the topic is on how the injury occurs among children and how we can prevent it, and at the same time the first aid, and also if at all the burn occurs, then how to treat it. So let us talk with sir. First of all, I'd like to ask sir about the injury, sir. How frequently and where, in which place of the house it usually occurs? Can you please explain?
Thank you, Kavita. This is a very important subject, yes, in the sense that we get a lot of burn injury occurring in children, and they come to our unit quite often. And while analyzing the causes, we found that most of the children get burn injuries due to the carelessness on the part of their parents or the guardians that take care of them. And that's why we thought that it is probably very pertinent to give some tips to the parents as well as to the guardians of children, so that they can be very, very careful about handling the children, and so that they do not suffer from burn injuries. And as you have asked me how it occurs, I found that most of the time the children accompany their mother to the kitchen.
Yes.
Though it shouldn't happen, but because of the probably there is no one to take care of them, our mothers have to take the children, and it is the main cause of burn injury occurring to the children. Now, that's why I will always suggest to the mothers that probably it is better that you do not take your children to the kitchen while you are cooking, because you know the children, while they are in the kitchen, the mother is busy with the cooking and their attention is diverted, and then child who is there in the kitchen, he goes underneath the flame, or there may be some hot curry kept somewhere which can fall down and over their body and get burn injuries. Most of the time what I found that mother is probably busy with some preparations, cutting vegetables and others, and the child goes and put their hand in the flame. Sometimes a curry which is probably kept nearby,
Cooked curry,
hot curry, it immediately falls on the child. On one occasion I found that the mother kept there's a frying pan, hot frying pan over the floor, and the child came and just sat over it and got a very bad burn injury on the bottom. So this type of injury can occur because where the mother is not careful while she has taken the child and with her to the kitchen. That's why I suggest the mothers that you better not to take the children to the kitchen while you are cooking.
And they can put some barrier, I think, in the entrance of the kitchen, so that the child won't come and enter. Even if she doesn't take, sometimes they may enter unknowingly.
Yeah, that can be done. In any case, what you have to do, you have to stop taking the child to the kitchen. That is one thing. Secondly, what happens sometimes in the colder season, especially, the mother makes some hot water for bathing the child, and she takes in a taxi or something like that. And then while carrying, it might fall down. She might be
collided with
some child, because child, especially 3-4 year child, they have got the intention that they go on running inside the house
all the time, running here and there,
and especially if there is a curtain on the doors
in between two rooms.
The child do not see the mother who is carrying water in it just takes
container, large container.
large container. So there may be
Collision between them
a
and
spillage of hot water for the child.
Yes.
This is
very common accident, yes.
So what I suggest that this is always better that even if you boil water in container, you should always put it in take it a bucket.
It's safe.
Which has got a handle.
Yes.
You can carry it nicely.
Yes.
And even if you are collected by a child, it doesn't fall.
Yes.
So it is always better to carry the hot water in a bucket instead of in a other container.
Yes, it's very important, yes.
Second thing, the child sometimes not only inside, but sometimes outside the kids and they get injuries.
Yes.
What happens if you do not unknowingly give them some matchstick or some candles or even electric switch?
Yes.
Sometimes what the child put their fingers into the plugs.
Yes, they have got a tendency to put the finger. Yes.
They have got an inquisitiveness, so they put the fingers. So it is always better that the electric switch should be little higher up, so the child cannot touch. And always better that you keep all these materials like your matchstick or candles away from the child.
Okay.
It's very, very important. And third thing, children sometimes, even when the mother is keeping herself warm and suppose in outside some fireplace, the child can go there and the child can be injured along with the mother. It happens sometimes. So all these things should be taken care of.
They must be very careful when there's a small child in the house.
Yeah.
Yes. So that those are the things like outside kitchen, how the accident occurs and how we can prevent it. That is very important. And moreover, sometimes small children, those who cannot walk, those who cannot run about, those children also they get such type of injury.
Yeah,
Especially when they are in the lap of the mother and the mother is taking hot tea or something hot, and the child has the inquisitiveness and then pull or push the like a cup or mug and then it falls over the child and sustains the injury.
Yeah, in this connection I will ask if you put a tablecloth over a table and put some container containing hot water, the child pull the tablecloth.
Okay.
And then it falls down. So always it is better that you do not put the tablecloth wherever a small child is there and put something over it.
Yes.
This is also very important. And I have also already said about the curtains.
Yes.
If there is curtain, you should always keep it open.
Yes.
So the child.
So we can see the child coming or not. So curtain and tablecloths, all these things must be avoided to avoid such type of accidents. That's better. So another thing, like during COVID time, we have seen that some of the children, while taking steam inhalation, they got injuries. So in that case, what will be your advice or suggestion?
Steam inhalation, again, you keep some container hot water and put something for the steam. So if you take it, it should be very, very supportive. If the child you are giving the child, you should better support it. Don't ask the child to support it because it can fall down. And if even you are doing yourself, you shouldn't allow the child to be by your side. Even if when the child is on a lap, you shouldn't take tea, hot tea, or even the hot milk. Because they can touch and they can fall down. So that is also to be taken care of.
So these are the things we must take care when there is small child in the house. And on the top of that, now the forthcoming this festival, we say that festival of light, that is full of lights and people are very enthusiastic about bursting crackers and all. But all these last years we have seen so much of injuries occurs during this festival. So this festival of light, this turns out to be a festival of darkness. So to avoid all these accidents, what to do and what not to do, sir? Can you please explain?
Yes, Kavita, this is a very, very important subject.
Yes.
In fact, for last few years, Burn Care Foundation has been doing a lot to prevent burn injuries during Diwali.
Yes.
We say to people that it is Diwali is a festival of light.
Yes.
It's not a festival of fireworks. So why not we do it as a festival of light only? Avoid using fireworks during Diwali.
Yes.
So say no to fireworks.
This is very important.
And this has definitely worked last year with plus number of burn injuries. Now coming to the real fact, if you cannot totally avoid fireworks, you must take some care so that you do not get burn injuries. Because fireworks causes a lot of injuries to your face, even to the eyes and to the hands. And it is also very common amongst the children. So I always suggest that do not allow the children to do fireworks alone, to go for fireworks.
It's very important.
You always accompany them.
Yes.
It is better to do in an open field along with the other people so that you can enjoy the community.
Yes.
And then there will be less accidents occurring. And the children should never be allowed to play fireworks alone. That is the most important. Secondly, you shouldn't allow the children not even children, even anyone, to use this very, very dangerous crackers. And I'll definitely say about what is known as anar.
Anar, yes.
What is anar?
Commonly we call it kolgos.
Kolgos.
The local
Some
people
we
call it
kolgos.
Yes.
This normally shouldn't burst. But what we have seen, the majority of them get burst. Because they take in hand and it gets suddenly burst and they get burn injuries. So I suggest that we should always avoid this kolgos or adar.
Yes, this is very
Better
dangerous.
than use other fireworks than this
Yes.
adar. And secondly, even if you are working with these fireworks, you should always keep a bucket full of water nearby. So that in case you get some burn injury, you can always use water as a first aid.
Yes. It's very important. We must keep this bucket full of water sideways. And if at all this injury occurs, what are the first aids, sir? Is important.
This is another important thing you are asking. Actually, first aid of burn is if you see somebody is burning, the clothes is burning, you should ask him to stop, drop on the ground, and roll on the ground.
If water is not available.
Even if water is there, first thing is to do is that.
Okay.
You should stop, drop, and roll on the ground, and don't run. Even if when you run, the fire gets more and more, and that's why more and more injury occurs. And secondly, after that, if the fire is still there, you should pour water to extinguish fire, because water has got all the advantages. First thing, water is easily available. It can be poured from a distance, and you don't have to go nearby. That's
so
so
the
that you
will
not get this burn injury yourself. And thirdly, water extinguishes the fire immediately and also cools the bottom. Secondly, some people say that you put this blanket around. But you see, blanket is never kept nearby. So you have to go and take.
It takes
Secondly, it takes time to bring, takes time to wrap around, and you can run it as
you'll have to go close to the person,
burning yourself. You can burn yourself. That's why I always say that pour water on burns. Don't ask for a blanket.
Yes.
Then after that, some people, what do? They use lot of materials over the burn.
They apply over the
apply, including this toothpaste.
Yes.
Some people use
ghee,
some people say this mashed potato. Some use even grease. I have seen even cow dung. I think nothing should be applied to the burns. Only water is the first thing in burns, and it should be the patient. People should always run to the hospital as early as possible. Of course, I must say, if it's a very small burn, if you properly cool it in water, probably you need not go to the hospital. In that case, afterwards, when the burn becomes cool, you can apply some silver, some as ointment, which can take care of it with a small burn. Otherwise, it's always go to the hospital. And I can tell you, in the hospitals nowadays, the burn injury can be treated very well. If you talk about the children, majority of the children get this superficial burns because of this hot liquids. And that's why we can use nowadays a lot of burn wound covers that come, like collagen seed.
So in the treatment, all these things we can use.
and even Eptico. Those can be used, and you can reduce the number of dressings for the patients, number of days, so that the burn heals quite well within a short period of time.
This result will be satisfactory.
Yeah.
In that case.
Nowadays, the burn injuries can be treated well, provided they come to the in proper time and proper place. That is the two things you must have.
So, if at all it occurs, then we must take care of all these things.
Right.
Firstly, and in right time, right place, we have to choose for the treatment. So, viewers, I think we have learned a lot regarding the burn injuries, especially during in children. So, I think we are benefited with this topic. Thank you, sir, for such a wonderful message that you have given to the public, to the viewers. And I think with this only, we'll turn off the topic for today. We'll come again in future. Thank you.
Thank you.